So in this proof here, we're asked to write a two-column proof about angles. And if you read the problem, it says write a two-column proof showing that AEB is equal to CED. So we know that this is what we're going to find eventually. So the measure of angle AEB is equal to the measure of angle CED. And that's important for you to put there because it's good to remind yourself where you're going in the problem. So we know we're going to find this. And it tells us that in the diagram, you're given this piece of information. So you know that this is given to you, that the measure of angle AEC is equal to the measure of angle BED. And that's important now because now you can look at the picture and ask yourself, well, what is AEC made of? AEC is measure of angle AEB and BEC added together. So the measure of angle AEC is equal to the measure of angle, that's supposed to be an angle AEB, plus the measure of angle BEC. And again, if you listen, that's angle addition. You're adding angles. So angle addition is the reason for that. Now, similarly, you did that to the left-hand side, or you did that to AEC, but we're going to do the same thing with angle addition to the measure of angle BED. So angle BED is equal to the measure of angle BEC plus the measure of angle CED. And that's angle addition. Now what you can do is, because you know, if you look, this yellow and this yellow, you know are equal from step number 1. The measure of AEC and BED are equal to each other. So if these two are equal, the two yellows are equal, then you should know that the right-hand sides have to be equal. So I'm literally going to set them equal. And the reason you can do this is because you are substituting one thing in the place of the other. So you're doing a substitution step here. And your substitution is putting BED in the place of something else. So you are literally going to set these two equal to each other. So we're going to put AEB plus, I'm taking this piece right here and I'm putting it there. And I'm taking this piece right here and I'm putting it up here in the place of BED. And I'm going to set the two equal. So measure of angle AEB plus the measure of angle BEC is equal to the measure of angle BEC plus the measure of angle CED. And I'm going to erase substitution and write it a little bit further along. So the measure of angle CED, and that's substitution. Okay, I have literally substituted this right-hand side up here in AEC, and I put this side up here into BED. And now what you notice is I have BEC on the left side of the equation and on the right side of the equation. And if I subtract them from both sides, what happens is they go away. So what I'm going to do now is subtract BEC from both sides of the equation. What I'm going to do now is subtract BEC from both sides of the equation. And I know it's messy, but what's going to happen is these both go away, and you're actually left with this is equal to that. And that's exactly what we were trying to find anyway. So what we did from step 4 to step 5 was subtraction property of equality by subtracting BEC from both sides. So subtraction property of equality.